This is the Listen Up Future Nurse podcast, and you're listening to Season 2, Episode 12. Join the movement, become a nursing inspired student ambassador today. In this episode, we introduce the Nursing Inspired Student Ambassador Program designed for student nurses and pre-nursing students that are eager to make a difference and gain valuable experience. We discuss how the program offers opportunities for volunteer hours, healthcare advocacy, and skills that are transferable to any career. We also explore how ambassadors will receive guidance on planning and paying for nursing school while building leadership and communication skills. Tune in to find out how you can join this exciting initiative and grow as a future nurse. You're listening to an episode of Listen Up Future Nurse Podcast. Scan the QR code if you're watching, or click the link in the podcast show notes to get your virtual remote. Make sure to tune in and subscribe on Spreaker and follow us on all your favorite podcast locations. And watch us live online on all of your favorite social media sites. No login, no problem. No matter if social media isn't your thing or you're taking a break, you can listen in right on our website. Save your data and this episode by downloading it from our website, NursingInspired.com/podcast. So if you have to take a pause, you don't lose your place where you were listening or your battery power. That'll also help our podcast rankings rise to the top. This podcast is hosted by Fallon M. Flowers. Well, all right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. We are here for this episode. I'm so excited to bring to you today an overview of the Nursing Inspired Student Ambassador Program. Essentially, the objective is to, empower future nurses to become advocates for nursing, representatives of the Nursing Inspired brand, fostering a supportive community and promoting professional growth while increasing brand visibility. So I definitely want to dive right into this. And so I want to go into the structure of the program and how I have that set up, or plan to have that set up anyway. And so first, kind of starting off, just looking at what kind of some of the ambassador roles and responsibilities will be. So some of that really is promoting the Nursing Inspired prescription, which is the signature program that I have through social media, campus events, flyers, newsletters, peer networks, those type of things. Helping with content creation. So, you may be sharing your insights and experiences about nursing inspired content that we have, such as our posts and podcasts, for instance, webinars, etc., on your own personal social media platforms, as well as through Nursing Inspired's platform as well. Other things are participating in events. And so helping to organize and participate in events that are either in person or online, like webinars, workshops, and things. And if they're in person, helping with setting up and breaking down exhibitor and vendor type events. Definitely want to make sure to get feedback and insight. And so that includes being really kind of like a beta tester, if you will, for some of the Nursing Inspired products and services, to make sure that I can help to improve offerings that, come forth for future nursing students and everything, future pre-nursing students rather. Engaging with your classmates, recruiting classmates, coworkers, anybody that's like a peer, maybe in a science related, class that you're in that might be interested in nursing, for instance, and having them to enroll in the Nursing Inspired prescription program. And then really, besides that, collaboration. So I need help because we can't do this alone, right? I need help with finding places that I can speak or vendor, exhibit, for Nursing Inspired. So at your school, on your campus, that might be things such as back to school fairs, that might be college fairs, welcome week, career day, student organizations, things such as that. So that's just kind of like a quick overview in that regard of some of the roles and responsibilities. So another thing that I wanted to review over is about what makes you eligible, right? So what I'm looking for is somebody that is enrolled in school, if possible, on a path to become a nurse. So that can be a high school student, that can be a college student, you could be a pre-nursing student, maybe a pre-health major, for instance. You could be in a nursing assistant program, LPN, LVN programs, ADN, BSN, ABSN, MSN programs, any of those. So just in school to be a future nurse. If you happen to not be in school, working in healthcare, maybe. So maybe you're a CNA, PCT, medical assistant MA, CPHT, which is a pharmacy technician, home health aide, phlebotomy, something like that. Or you maybe have an anticipated start date. I really want to make sure that I have people that are like really in the field, that are like future nurse ready. Someone who has demonstrated leadership and ability skills and things like that. So maybe you're somebody who's like involved on your school's campus, or maybe at work or in community activities with volunteerism and groups and things like that. That's really helpful. Somebody that has a strong social media presence and engagement is really, really helpful, I would say, too, as well. With your peers already, or if you're not, at least being open to creating a social media account, or learning to better utilize social media to help with this effort. In the purpose of this role. Also, folks that are passionate about nursing, y'all. So, we have a nursing shortage, and we really want to make sure that we are helping to add to the number of nurses that are in the field in general, but also for the Nursing Inspired mission for increasing the number of Black nurse representation, and then also just, gaining professional development along the way. And then with all of this, in being eligible, you need to have reliable Wi-Fi and internet access, technology tools for the role. So if you have like a working desktop, laptop, tablet, smartphone, something like that, those are things that kind of overall just make you eligible. So I want you all to stay tuned. Hopefully this has piqued your interest just a little bit. I got a quick commercial break I want to go to, and then we'll come right on back for some more.
Hey, future nurses. Whether you're headed back to school or returning as an adult student, preparing for the ATITs or HESI exams can be overwhelming.
Staying organized is key. That's why we created the Nursing Entrance Exam Practice Calendar, your personalized roadmap to success. With options for 30, 60, 90, or 120-day plans, our calendar fits your schedule. Daily practice questions, full-length tests, structure reviews ensure you're ready no matter where you are in the journey. Back to school or starting fresh, get the tools you need to succeed with our Nursing Exam Practice Calendar. Start your journey today.
Download now and take the first step towards your nursing career. Attention business owners, are you ready to tap into the fast-growing market of the nursing community? Partner with us to showcase your products or services to this dedicated audience.
nursing programs, especially at HBCUs, educational programs like CNA, phlebotomy, and CPR, healthcare staffing agencies, and businesses focused on self-care and mental health support. If you're a business focused on providing solutions for the nursing inspired, our platform provides a unique opportunity to especially connect with future nurses eager to invest in their education and career. You could be next for a sponsorship advertising opportunity on the Listen Up Future Nurse podcast. Contact us at info@NursingInspired.com to learn more about advertising opportunities today.
All right, we are back. So I want to make sure that before we actually get into a little bit more, I actually want to share with you all the mission and vision inspired. And so the mission really essentially is to assist African American youth and adults, especially from underserved communities, to prepare, plan, and pay for nursing school. The vision is to contribute to the number of Black nurses across the U.S. for more patients to look like patients to see the nurses, that serve them rather. The values of Nursing Inspired really is that the types of nursing applicants of tomorrow need to be and deliver this being efficient, prepared, organized, quality, understanding, and effective. And what that spells out is the word epic. So I'll say this: now more than ever is the epic of recognizing the lives of Black patients mattering, and that nurses matter too. The shortage of nurses and those that are Black need to improve so that those patients can be cared for by somebody that looks like you. We want to inspire youth and adults into a career in nursing as the next generation of Black nurse leaders. And so those are the values. And so as I am looking to make sure to bring on more assistance, more people that can help with this effort, especially students, I want to make sure that you kind of understand and know the mission, vision, and values of Nursing Inspired. There's a shortage in nursing. And we definitely need more nurses, but as I always say, we need more Black nurses, we need more male nurses, we need more nurse educators. So it's really kind of a little bit about all of that. But at the end of the day, I'll say representation matters. Okay, representation matters all day long, and it's really hard to be what you can't see. And so on this show, on Clubhouse, on my social media, everywhere, make sure as much as I can to show a Black nurse practitioner, whatever that role is. But if you want to go into pediatrics or psychiatrics, or be a business owner or whatever that thing is, I want that representation to be there for you to be able to see that. And for the pre-nursing students, I want you to see nursing students that are Black, and so on and so forth. I want you to always stay encouraged because somebody else did come before you and do this thing. Okay. Now, let me get back to the matter at hand, back to the lecture at hand. I want to talk about the application process. So the application process is an online application. And so what you'll be doing is completing an online application that really just talks about briefly, it's not going to be long. I'm telling you, it won't be before you long. Your academic background, looking at your extracurricular activities, and then just really expressing your interest in the ambassador program. Now, you'll be able to do that through an essay or video submission. The essay, you can, won't be long at all, just like a couple of bio size, maybe like 200 words. Or a 2-minute video, something that, can translate either way. Explaining why you want to be a Nursing Inspired ambassador, and how you plan to promote the brand. So let me know how you, plan to help stand out with this effort. And then anybody that is shortlisted will be invited for a virtual interview. So I'm looking for 7. I'm looking for 7 students. And so I want to make sure to also invite and say this is open to anybody. You don't have to be Black, but if you're down for the cause and you want to get some volunteer hours in and some of the other benefits that I'll talk about, come on. And I want to make sure to also nudge and urge Black future nurses that are also male. So please come on. Come on, come on. Okay. Now, as far as the program timeline, so I want to talk about this, y'all. This is new, okay? So work with me here. The program timeline is going to be shortened for this school year only because we're starting right now. I really want it to be a full school year, but just kind of starting off this inaugural one. For 2024-2025 does not include August through September. So what's going to happen is the applications have actually started to be accepted. So starting October 1st, this goes through October 31st. And then the selection announcement will be by November 15th, I'm sorry. And then the program is going to kick off December 1st. And then this is going to go from December 1st to May 30th. So this is, once you have submitted everything, you've had an interview, essentially your participation in like the training, onboarding, and all of that is just going to go up until this coming May 30th. So a shorter time frame. I'll also kind of actually just go into this and say that you can actually, so the commitment is a year, and I'm kind of skipping around a little bit, but the commitment is a year, at 1 academic year, but you can actually apply for an added year as a student peer leader, and maybe even look forward to competing for a Nursing Inspired prescription scholarship too. And so for those of you who are not fully familiar, the Nursing Inspired prescription is a pre-nursing career pipeline program. And I have an online school that has opportunities for students to enroll in coaching, which is one-on-one coaching. And then I also have downloadables on my online school. So y'all might have peeped or heard or seen the commercial about the nursing, the pre-nursing calendar and everything to kind of get your practice on for your like ATITs, HESI, all of that type of stuff. There's also on the school classes, pre-recorded courses and things that you can also listen to and watch. And so that's kind of what's included in the program. And so for those who get the scholarship, you can actually get a full year of coaching with me related to your nursing school application process, essays, recommendation letters, all of that stuff, professional development, and then also things like scholarship search strategies and everything with your whole financial package and all of that, and how you're going to pay for nursing school too, because everything about the Nursing Inspired prescription is to make sure, for the goals of it, is to make sure that you are prepared, organized, and inspired. So if anybody has been to the online school, you'll see that that's all throughout the entire site, is that prepared, organized, and inspired are the goals. But overall, what I want to make sure to do is to make sure that students know how to prepare, plan, and pay for nursing school. I will say it, and I will say it time and time again. It makes absolutely no sense to go through whatever you go through, whatever process, no matter if it's doing it on your own or coaching with me, to find a good school to go to, and then you don't have a complete way to pay for the program. And then you have to sit out your last semester because you don't have enough money to pay for everything. Your last year, you got to sit that out. having to beg, borrow, and steal, and have folks co-sign on loans, all the things, because we still got to remember, no matter what, no matter if you make it through the program or not, you or the people that co-sign with you have to pay back those loans. But the other thing on the flip end of it is, fine, you can have a way to pay for your program all you want to, but um, if you didn't pick the right school and that school is on probation and they are, and in the background, you don't know about this, but in the background, they are at risk of closing and they close down. Now you got to start over. Wouldn't you have liked to have had some one-on-one coaching, someone to teach you exactly a nursing school selection strategy to avoid this type of thing? For instance, and then look at all the other aspects that are important to you for, what you're looking for in a nursing school as well. So it's all about the black and white and the gray, some of the stuff that you like, but also some of the things that heard from other people, but the stuff that you really need to know, the black and white factual stuff that may or may not be on their websites. But anyway, I digress. All of that stuff. So that's what is a part of the scholarship. Now, when we are talking now about, we've looked at, just overall what some of the eligibility is, what some of the roles and responsibilities are, and somewhat about the application process and then the timeline. I want to take a little water break, come right back to y'all, and then we can look at the benefits of this program and then some of the expectations, and then kind of close this episode out. So this one is a short one today, y'all. So we'll be right back.
You're listening to an episode of Listen Up Future Nurse Podcast. Scan the QR code if you're watching, or click the link in the podcast show notes to get your virtual remote. Make sure to tune in and subscribe on Spreaker, and follow us on all your favorite podcast locations. And watch us live online on all of your favorite social media sites. Do you have ideas about who would be a great guest on this show, or perhaps you have a topic that you want discussed? Let us know. Send me an email at info@NursingInspired.com or text at 773-609-0649.
All right. So I am back. So want to get into those benefits for you all to know what some of the benefits of this program is all about. So one of the things is networking. So networking is something that you should absolutely be doing. You don't wait till you become a nurse to do it. You should really be doing that right now in your process to become a nurse. And so part of what you'll be able to do as an ambassador is, you'll be able to connect with nursing professionals, educators, your peers, other healthcare connections that are really in the nursing inspired community. Another thing is professional development. And being able to gain access to webinars, workshops, resources that are available to and through me and through the nursing inspired community and family. Group mentorship is another one. So you'll be able to receive mentorship along with your future nurse peers. And this is led by a nursing professional, leader, and entrepreneur with over 10 years of experience and recognition. And so, hello, that's me. So you can read the bio in the show notes, watch the video for the intro, a little bit about who I am and what I do. Leadership skills, you'll be able to gain those as well. And so you'll be able to learn to stand out as a, healthcare advocate. This one is a huge part of what you'll be doing. And leader, and this is through in-person and virtual related events at your school and through social media. So really helping to publicize things such as different healthcare observances, that are relevant, just in general, but even more so if they affect Black health, for instance. And so wanting to make sure that, you're able to, either write up or speak up and do video about these type of things, and make sure to start speaking on Black health now, through valid sources and everything. And when we're spreading this information and just helping to help folks to be more healthy, because I just want to stay on this for just a little bit. If some of you all may or may not have heard of this, is sometimes either called racial concordance or racial congruence, and essentially it's about not only looking, like the patients or people that you serve, but sometimes having similar lived experiences and backgrounds. And so I can kind of talk about this a bit from personal experience that I'm Black, or technically I'm Afro Latina, but um, when you see me, you mostly see Black. Anyway, when I'm talking with my patients, we can do that thing. We can talk, we can vibe, we can do that. And I can really, patients really can appreciate it. And there's some unspoken things that just don't have to be said. Um, Patients are more open to not only, telling what's going on, what they really been doing, at home or not doing at home. When it comes to advisement, sometimes patients, this isn't always just because somebody look like you, they don't take, everything you got to say, because as the saying also goes, we know all skin folks ain't kin folks. So but um there's a lot of patients, that will, either openly say it or they'll privately say it. I want a Black provider, I want a Black nurse, I want a Black nurse practitioner, I want a Black doctor, whatever that is. And so if you could be there for them so that they can feel more open, so that they can feel believed and listened to and all those things, because the disparities out here, when it comes to Black health, things that are talked about in articles, the news, a lot of stuff was uncovered during the pandemic, of things that affect Black health. I mean, we're talking about the things such as, people not believing patients when it comes to pain control, and Black patients with pain control and being drug seeking. Listen to Black women. I work in maternal health, and the morbidity and mortality rates when it comes to that. And not women not being listened to, and that's not just necessarily in labor and delivery at the time of delivery, but also during their prenatal care, because that's important. Um, you know, just the things about our skin being thicker. I think my skin is just as thick as anybody else's. um, but a lot of stuff was tied to, things that were written in the past and passed on to medical schools, and some stuff is still being taught. I don't know which things are and aren't taught, but either way, um, there are a lot of things that have been taught and passed on over time, and it's been shown in the data and research, where medical students and healthcare students have been surveyed about their beliefs about certain patient populations or certain disease processes, what have you, and all that type of thing. And some of those things are still believed. I mean, I can go on and on about this. One more thing, shout out to the brother. There's a couple of folks out there, but shout out to the brother that made the book, the dermatology book that looked at skin conditions on Black people, because that's huge in medicine, nursing, healthcare, what have you. We study all the time, and we talk about, what it looks like when somebody is cyanotic, and looking at the sclera, and looking at, all of these different parts of the body for different changes when we're kind of anticipating that something is happening with the patient. But it's not really talked about how often and how it looks on brown or Black skin. Shout out to the other brother. I don't know nobody's name. That makes the the black prosthetics. I think he was in Africa, but he makes the black prosthetic hands and feet and fingers and all of that type of stuff. Shout out to you. Recently, I think she's in Britain. There's a black student midwife, I believe it is. She just created an app on how to recognize skin conditions on black people. So yes, people, representation is coming through in the pipelines, but we need a lot more. We need a lot more. Shout out to all the allies and all the people who um, advocate for, on this behalf and on this front for really BIPOC people. And so for all folks that are underrepresented in the medical books and the nursing books that don't, make sure that we, how can you say that we're taking care of all these patients? And I'm just on the soapbox, y'all. I'm so sorry. But how are we supposed to take care of patients of all different ethnicities and backgrounds, and they are not represented in the photos and in the descriptions? And then you have books that talk about, we talk about we want to be more culturally competent when it comes to the work environment for hospitals, and we want to be more culturally competent in schools, but we're still teaching like old information, stereotypes. Some things are really just racist, really flat out, and it's not right. But until we have more black nurses at the table, in administration, in nursing education, nurse authors, nurse entrepreneurs, we have more folks out here that are willing to help to fight this fight and to make sure that, we are represented too. As the United States goes on, I'm so on a soapbox, and I'm gonna get back to this. I'm so sorry, y'all. But as the United States progresses, over time, more and more people will be more than one race, and also more black people. And we know that, we have some of the highest disparities with more morbidity and mortality when it comes to quite a variety of health conditions. So thank you for the folks that's taking care of us and taking good care of us. That's not skin folks, but otherwise we still need more skin folks in the game. We need more skin in the game. So back to the lecture at hand. Benefits. So I think I was talking about standing out on social media. So that's really, you'll be starting to be more professionally recognized by, colleagues, family, friends, maybe even nursing schools that you're looking to apply to, scholarships you're applying to, as a healthcare advocate by talking about health conditions. Okay. So that's really the leadership skill part. Also, getting some nursing inspired merch and discounts on products and coaching through your own referral link and everything too as well. So you'll actually be able to refer students to the Nursing Inspired prescription, and they'll be able to get a discount. You'll be able to discount. So that's another cool thing. But you'll also get like gear. You'll be sent so bags and badge reels, stethoscopes, all sorts of stuff. So the folks that get accepted and shortlisted into the program can kind of get more details on that. And then the last benefit I'll say is certification. So you'll get a certificate of recognition for your completion of the program, and you'll get a letter of recommendation highlighting your volunteerism, which is helpful too as well. So this is all volunteer basis. For some of you, you need volunteer hours. And so if you are learning to become a health advocate, and you're getting mentored, and you're getting professional development and you're networking, and you get a letter of recommendation at the end of this all, and you get to rack up some volunteer hours. Hey, sounds good to me. Okay. And you can do this all from the comfort of your own home. For the most part, on the social media stuff. Now, in person, for those that are in the Chicago with me, that's a different story. Come roll out with me. And let's do this, definitely. especially if there's, diabetes walks, HIV walks, breast cancer, March of Dimes, all of that type of stuff. If there's anything that we can do to rally more and more, um, just support around this, I really want to make sure to do this. And I just want to stop to say thank you. I don't know where this came from, but I just want to stop to say thank you to my predecessors, y'all. I know I'm on this movement, and I've been on this movement with Nursing Inspired now almost for 7 years, and then created my own online signature program, the Nursing Inspired prescription, and all of that. And everything is all about, the next generation of Black nurse leaders and everything. But I have to say, National Black Nurses Association, I honor you. Shout out to Chicago chapter, my home chapter. Shout out to Chi Eta Phi Nursing Sorority Incorporated. Shout out to Lambda Pi Alpha Nursing Sorority. Shout out to the Provident Hospital Nurses Association. I really can't say enough. This is also another reason why the mentorship is important. And I kind of find myself kind of being a link, so to speak, because in my time of being a nurse and nurse practitioner, everything, I became a member of National Black Nurses Association. I have participated in so many National Black Nurses Days. That's every February during Black History Month. But I have heard the stories of the Black nurses that came before me, beyond humbling. I actually talked about it in my keynote speech briefly for National Black Nurses Day this past February 2024. But a lot of students, no matter young nor old, that are coming through nursing education and pre-nursing students now have no idea what Black nurses had to go through, not only in their education, but in their practice. I mean, some folks are upset about having to take pre-nursing entrance exams and exit exams and all of this, but it's just like, do you know that these nurses that folks, now that are your educators, or maybe they're retired, or maybe they're still working the nursing floor, some of them had to take the service elevator? Not the regular elevator that you get on right now in the hospital like everybody else, because you could show your face, but the service elevator. And they could only work at night. So, because they were Black, they couldn't be seen. They had to carry the nurse's lamp. Just have to say, especially, and then nobody who's never heard of this or never realized it. There was a whole Black hospital movement that had to happen because healthcare had to happen at home the best it could, because Black people weren't allowed in hospitals. And when they were, there was just a Black patient wing. And Black nurses were only assigned to those Black patients. Now, this is different than what we're talking about right now, just being more representative, out there. But to only be able to, because you couldn't, your skin, you were unfit to touch people who weren't Black. I mean, y'all, it's just unbelievable. These are just some of the things that Black nurses went through, and Black nurses. If you all don't know the story of the Black Angels, shout out to DNPs of color, and just any and all people who helped to promote that story. The Black nurses who helped with the patients at Seaview Hospital with tuberculosis, risking their lives. A lot of Black nurses died when the white nurses decided that they were not going to take part in any of that. They weren't going to work in a tuberculosis hospital, so they left all those patients. Black nurses not either stayed or they came there to work. Look into the story. There's a whole YouTube series on that. Reading the book and everything. So get the book and watch the series and stuff on YouTube. Um, I'm just feeling real representation like tonight. I don't know. Representation matters, y'all. So yeah, shout out to DMPs of color too as well. For recognizing doctorate prepared nursing, nurses that are nurses of color. So I just want to make sure to do shout to them out as well. But Lord, I keep going on these soapboxes, y'all. I'm so sorry, but I hope you could tell I'm passionate. But yeah, nurses of yesteryear really, Black nurses of yesteryear really went through a lot. HIV was another time frame. There was a lot of Black nurses involved in early HIV care. Some right here in Chicago, where other folks were not trying to take part. So we didn't always get the recognition we deserved. We didn't get the treatment we deserved. But we are here now. We are here to stay. We are here to serve. Period. So back at it. As y'all may see here, get your girls checked. Black women die more of breast cancer than any population. Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Check your girls. Do your breast exams. This is totally not related to this program at all, but it is, but it ain't, because this is the stuff, that needs to be said and done. Is health advocacy. Do your monthly breast checks. In the shower, putting on your lotion, deodorant, something. Okay. Get your annual well woman exams and get a breast exam by a gynecology provider or PCP. See somebody. And then anybody that's over 40, add on to that, get your annual mammograms. I don't care what the USPSTF says. All the other organizations talk about and recommend annually, and we really should make sure to do that. And so I want to make sure that students, I want to say this, I don't want to make sure that we are only just looking at Black health issues. So it's going to be majority Black health issues, but all health issues is really important, because we work in healthcare. You're not going to only work in Black health issue clinics per se or anything like that. You're going to work with all health issues. So want to make sure that students are advocating in that way. Now, let's get to the last of this stuff. Okay. So I'm going to pop out and pop right back in. Okay.
Do you remember that day you were sitting in high school and one of your instructors started talking about, it's time to start preparing your mind for college, thinking about where you want to go, setting goals for the test scores that you'll need to apply, the grades that you need to get while you're here, going on college tours, and making sure you apply for scholarships. That time it may have been new to you, but after a while, this is something you've heard time and time again. Not only from your guidance counselor, but probably every teacher you've had along the way. You already know. This is what they do when they talk about college prep. But did they teach you about the career that you wanted to pursue? Something more specific. Something to get your career plans set more in motion. You don't see yourself sitting in that classroom anymore. When you were sitting there daydreaming, you know what you were thinking about? You were thinking about yourself sitting at the nurse's station at your local hospital, saving lives using the art and science of what nurses do.
Go ahead and schedule your one-on-one discovery call today. All right, y'all. So, that was just the benefits we were just talking about. And so now I want to talk about and round this thing on out, the ambassador expectations. So, um, we're looking at, I already talked about that it's academic year, but it's just shortened for 2024-25. Monthly check-ins. So these are virtual. Hop in on a Zoom, um, see how the team is doing, discuss progress, any upcoming activities that may be happening at your school or campus, or there's a nursing inspired event, or there's something a health related something happening in your community, for instance. Um, Social media engagement, really, just helping to post 2 to 3 times a month in behalf of Nursing Inspired on, social media platforms. Just as long as we stick into brand out guidelines, because you got to coordinate, okay? And then repost on your own personal accounts and everything too. Event hosting. So this is another one that will help students to stand out as leaders with event hosting and collaboration. So organizing at least one nursing inspired campus event, a webinar, or some type of collaboration event with a student organization or one of the school departments, one per semester. Okay. So that's that. And then helping with any virtual events with participating in like chat engagement, Q&A management, tech support, maybe helping with breakout rooms, looking for takeaways to post for social media highlights. Okay. Um, so that's all of the expectations that I wanted to make sure to review. And then lastly, is all about evaluation and feedback. So this is going to include quarterly reviews, and that's really to assess rather the impact and effectiveness of how you are doing as an ambassador. Also, back. Feedback surveys. Want to make sure to get your feedback, regularly, just to kind of see what's the strengths and what's the areas of improvement or opportunity for the ambassador program in general. And then top performing ambassadors with recognition will be recognized on the website and social media channels. So this is also a part of evaluation and feedback, because hey, if you're doing doing what it do, we might as well give you a little recognition too. Hey, that rhymes, y'all. All right. So in conclusion, I really want to make sure that in this program, that we are inspiring the next generation of Black nurse leaders. I want to make sure that we inspire and educate, and just helping to contribute to the nursing profession and the embetterment of Black health with this whole program and everything. So if you are, again, a pre-nursing student in high school, college, or you working in healthcare, or you're going to begin working in healthcare, but you are on your way to become a nurse, please apply to this program. If you know someone, share this episode more about it, and get the link. So for anybody who is interested, you can send a text to 773-609-0649. And what you're going to text is the word represent. And so, because representation matters, right? So text represent so that you can get a link to the application. You could send an email to info@nursinginspired.com. So you can do that as well, because I do want to make sure. And then if you are on social media, you can send us a DM. You can send a DM to Nursing Inspired with the word represent, so that we can send you the link and how to get that info as well. So any of that. So I was trying to see if I had that to put on the screen. But again, info@nursinginspired.com. or text 773-609-0649, or any of that, or send us a DM. Okay, but I want to thank you all. If this has been, I can't believe it's been close to an hour that I've been running running off on my tangents. But I really want to make sure that I have some more like-minded folks that want to see more nurses in the field, more Black nurses, see Black nurses, Black health improve. I'm sorry. Make sure that students learn to be leaders and be more recognized, and to kind of step up, step out. Learn to collaborate, get some recognition, get some all of the things, the merch, the recommendation letters, the discounts, the mentorship, professional development, networking, all of the things. So anyway, I thank you all for tuning in to another episode of the Listen Up Future Nurse podcast. And I will see y'all the next time. Thanks.
All right, it's a wrap. Make sure to watch us live, listen to your favorite podcast locations, leave us a review, or if you'd like to reach out to support this podcast, reach out to me as a speaker, or sign up for coaching, please use your virtual remote. You can give us a review on your favorite place to listen or watch this podcast, such as Google, Yelp, or Trustpilot, and you can reach those from the virtual remote as well by scanning the QR code on the screen or by visiting bit.ly/FutureNursePodcast. Love what we're doing and want to create live streams like this? You can access the sign-up referral link in the show notes for StreamYard. If you'd like to be organized like the virtual remote, consider making one for your next event or as a link in bio with SocioTap. Please support this Black female-owned company and get yours today.